Hey everybody, in this video I wanted to show you my top 5 accessories for the Instant Pot Mini. I have done an Instant Pot Mini accessories roundup before where I showed you all the possible, well, most of the possible accessories for the Instant Pot Mini, but in this video I wanted to just keep it to the top 5 that I find that I use the most often and I think are the most useful. The first one is a steamer basket with little legs on the bottom. This I find I use all the time. It's perfect for boiled eggs or for steaming vegetables. Anything that you're going to be steaming with water underneath. This makes the removal super easy. After I boil eggs, I can just pull the basket out and dump them into my ice water bath. I probably use this every day. Number 2 on the list is my adorable 3-cup bundt pan. The cakes that you can make with this pan are so stinking adorable, and this pan fits just perfectly right in your liner. Of course, when you bake, you would put your trivet in the bottom of the liner, and then the pan just fits right in there. It's usually a good idea to put a foil sling underneath it so it has some handles so that you can pull it out easily. It's easy to get out right now when it's not hot, but as soon as it's full and piping hot, it gets a little bit more tricky. So having that foil sling underneath, it makes it a lot more simple. My next favorite accessories, I'm just lumping together. They are mason jars. I use a couple different sizes in my Instant Pot Mini, and I started using mason jars primarily because the ramekins that I was using, like these, I could only fit one at a time in my Instant Pot Mini because they're so wide. But these hold the same amount of food. They're 8-ounce jars, but they're not as wide at the top, so you can actually fit 2 side by side in the Instant Pot Mini. They actually fit quite easily, so you can cook muffins or cheesecake cups or different things in these jars just the same way as you would cook something in a ramekin. And there are some people that worry about having glass jars in the Instant Pot, but just as a reminder, mason jars specifically are made for pressure canning, so the Instant Pot doesn't even get up to as high a pressure as pressure canning does, so there's no worries about using jars in the Instant Pot. The only time that you would actually maybe have a broken jar after cooking in the Instant Pot is if it were already chipped or already cracked. Then the heat of the Instant Pot could make it crack completely, but just the pressure itself will not crack an intact jar. Now these are the 8-ounce wide mouth jars and they fit perfectly. You don't want to do the 8-ounce regular mouth jars because they are too tall and they don't quite fit inside the liner on top of the trivet. The other size that you can use in the Instant Pot Mini is the 4-ounce jelly jars. These are the regular size mouth and they're like the quilted jelly jars, 4-ounce or half cup size, and you can actually fit 4 of those in the Instant Pot Mini, just like that. And same thing with these. I found that if I had a 4-ounce ramekin, they were just too wide to be able to fit more than 1 or 2 at a time. And so these 4-ounce mason jars just fit perfectly down in there, and you can make egg bites or mini muffins, different things like that using these jars. Anything you want to bake in a small jar. The other thing I wanted to mention about the mason jars is that the canning lids that come with the mason jars, without the metal ring, but just the lid itself, can be used to top the jar when it's cooking. So if your recipe calls for foil to cover the top to keep out excess moisture, you can just use a canning jar lid instead. Just rest it on top and put it right in the Instant Pot. It will keep out excess moisture, and then you don't have the aluminum foil waste, and these can be reused. Now this next one I'm counting as one accessory, but there are several parts, but it comes all together, and it is a set of stacking pans that you can cook in your Instant Pot Mini 2 at a time. If it's 2 at a time, you can fit all 3 stacked in a 6-quart or an 8-quart Instant Pot, but you can only fit 2 at a time in the Mini, just like this. You don't use the trivet underneath it. It has its own little trivet. So it fits in just like that. So you can cook 2 things at a time, but I find that I very rarely use both pans at the same time. But I do like to use one pan for any pot-in-pot cooking, especially any cooking that I'm doing over another dish. Like if I'm cooking a chicken dish at the bottom and I want to cook rice, I'll cook it in this pan. For regular pot-in-pot cooking, you can use the trivet that comes with it. You put that down there, you put the water on the bottom, and then you put the pan right on top, and you can cook using the pot-to-pot method. But this brings me to my 5th favorite accessory, and that is a trivet with tall legs. And that's what allows you to cook something on the bottom of the pot while also cooking something in the little pot above using the pot-in-pot method. So with the tall leg trivet, you just put that in the Instant Pot. You have your whatever you're cooking on the bottom there, and then you can put your stainless steel pan right on top. The pans that fit using the tall legs, you want it to be no taller than about 2 inches and about 6 inches in diameter. Any taller and the lid probably won't fit very well. So to recap my top 5 accessories for the Instant Pot Mini: steamer basket with legs, 3-cup BUNDT pan, mason jars with the flat canning lid, 2 sizes, wide mouth 8-ounce, regular mouth 4-ounce jelly jars, the set of stackable pans, but again, I usually only use one, but having a couple comes in handy. And number 5 was the trivet with tall legs. One more note about this trivet in particular is you can cook eggs on here standing up tall in the little holes, and you will get perfectly centered egg yolks for like if you're doing deviled eggs or something. It comes really handy for that. So that is it for my top 5 accessories for the Instant Pot Mini. Let me know what you use in your Instant Pot Mini every day. I would love to hear about it, and I will see you again real soon.